If you have a problem with the majestic Canadian goose or the nice guys on business, then you have a problem with me. Skip the nice guys on business episode today. Oh, that's a hard no. Pitter patter, let's get at her.
I have a 2-door refrigerator freezer in the garage and a 2-door refrigerator freezer in the house and the chest.
And the chest freezer, right. And so the issue is that you can't have an ice maker inside built into your inside fridge.
Right.
Because there's no room for the actual ice maker.
That is correct.
The nice guys on business have never, ever interviewed an ostrich on their podcast. Allegedly. But they have brought up that fucking Mustang podcast over and over and over again. Most days, they take their meds. This is not one of those days. Welcome to Fuckery with the Nice Guys. No interviews, no business content. Just your two favorite slack-jawed mouth breathers ranting about whatever. Now, strap yourselves in for Nice Guys Fuckery with the kings of fuckery, Doug Sandler and Strickland Bonner.
You were never ready, but I hit record anyway.
I'm as ready as I'm gonna be. It's all good.
So I got to start here because I was checking the cavernous voicemail folder that has literally 0 messages in the last 9 days. What did we do?
That's interesting because I just downloaded 6, but I didn't look at the dates. So it's very possible that these were from last week, because I think we had 6 last week, didn't we?
I don't know how many we had last week, but I'm looking in the voicemail folder right now. And I'm not folder, but actually the account. And the last voicemail came in on February 11th.
You are correct. These are all old ones. Yep.
So we could play them again and pretend they're new, not knowing that they actually were. So
no, we did that once already. We don't need to do it again.
Yes, I agree. So I only have one topic on my list. Well, actually 2 now that I'm thinking about it. One is your Vegas trip, and second, my new wine refrigerator.
You got a wine refrigerator. Oh, well, nice.
We always had a wine fridge, but our wine fridge, should we get into topic 1 now? The wine fridge? This is big. So our old wine fridge busted. It was one that predated my relationship with JJ. And I thought, hell, as long as we're going to get a wine fridge, I'm going straight for the, what's it called? The beer cave. So I've converted my entire garage to a beer cave. I've just...
Get out, really?
How could no? How cool would that be, though?
Do you keep cars in there at all?
I keep my Mustang in there.
Okay.
But I was thinking about converting the door instead of having a door. Those when you go into Costco, those big plastic strips that come down the side.
Yeah, but if you got your Mustang in there, you want a real door, right?
No, correct. I want a real door. What I was getting to was in converting it to a wine cave. They have like those big things that come down with a fan jumps on as soon as it breaks the plane of the door?
Yeah,
and then you just have cases of beer everywhere.
Nice.
How much better that would be than all of the shit I have in my garage? How much crap do you have in your garage?
I've got I don't have a ton. I do keep my car in there, and I've got stuff, but like it's not like I could throw half of it out and wouldn't notice it. I'm pretty good with it with mine.
I think you are probably better than you were in maybe a previous relationship that you had. I remember going into your garage in Elkridge, and I'm like, what the hell is going on in here? There's
in fact, I think I did. I actually cleaned it out when Sally moved in, and so probably before that it was pretty bad. I mean, I still had room for my car, but it's a 2-car garage, so
Right. And does Sally park her car in the garage also?
No, just
okay. But you have a 2-car garage.
Mm-hmm.
So that means that one car of it is basically, instead of the car, it's stuff. And I'm not saying that stuff is bad. It's just that how many cases of old CDs you have in there, or old photo albums and shit that you will probably never look at or listen to again, but just don't ever throw away.
Yeah. Sometimes there are certain pack ratty things. Yeah, definitely.
So if you walk into my garage right now, all of my tools. They're my necessary things, but they're, you know me, I'm a very neat. If you looked at my desk right now, it's like a skating rink. There's nothing on my desk.
Right.
All of the rest of the stuff is since 2000. I think JJ moved to California in 2000 or something like that. All of the rest of the stuff is her stuff.
Oh my God.
And we moved it twice. We moved it to when we lived in the first house that we lived in El Segundo. Then we moved into the townhouse when we got booted from our first place because they wanted to sell it. And so I moved it from there to there. And then from that place to our place, which was literally 4 truckloads full, that, the rental truck. And I thought I could do it in 2. So I'm driving the hour and a half in a $1.90 per mile.
How big was the, do you remember how big your truck was? What size did you get?
God, I want to say it was like a 20 something, but I don't know.
And it took you 4 trips.
It was 4 trips. I mean, many of those trips were, most of the stuff in the first couple trips were like the big pieces of furniture and then the stuff you can put around the furniture. But those last 2 trips, I'm like, I will never look at this. She is never going. I mean, as I'm loading it up, I'm getting angry.
But you didn't do any kind of purge before you moved. In other words, you didn't you weren't thinking like, hey, we're moving in a month. Maybe we could go through and throw some shit away instead of moving it.
This is the cross that I bear. This is it. I moved to California with 2 suitcases, and then I brought my car here, and I brought some stuff that I had in storage, and it all fit in my car. So if I were to say to you right now, Strick, literally with 2 suitcases and my Highlander filled with stuff, I could probably move wherever I needed to go, with the exception of I now own 2 classic vehicles and an old tractor. Everything else, though, it belongs to JJ. And yes, I would have to say that the majority of the stuff she didn't even open. We just moved it. It's like, no.
You didn't suggest that like a month before you moved? No, God forbid.
As formal a relationship I have with time, I have that formal relationship also with extra stuff. Like, I don't want any of the shit I don't want to move stuff that we're never going to look at.
Sure, but wouldn't a good compromise have been, hey, JJ, could you go through some of the stuff and maybe get rid of some of it? Because obviously, if you had your way, you would just, rent a dumpster and shovel it all in, right? And obviously, she, is of the opposite ilk. But if you said to her, hey, could we like try and go through some stuff? Could we make an attempt? Would she go, no, I need everything?
No, to her defense, I think that she went through some of the stuff, but then the other, and she eliminated some stuff that we obviously could throw out, things that she will never use, things that got wrecked in the first garage, so they didn't make it to the second garage when we moved. But there was plenty of things in there that I would classify as, this has no right to come to the next house. Maybe like first marriage stuff or old files, old client files from literally the mid 90s. It's like, she's not even in that business anymore. And I keep thinking, you don't need, maybe she does need, I don't know. Maybe there's some HIPAA regulation that she has to keep. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know. Anyway, think about your garage and think about the things that, like, in this closet right behind me, I have 5 containers, and in those 5 containers are all of my old, like, there's some old DJ Doug shirts I didn't want to throw away, the t-shirts, and there are some fishing attire and gear that I wasn't going to throw out. There's some memorabilia that I've probably brought along every move, even into my, 1990, my first marriage. But again, that all fit in my car.
Yeah.
And I am challenged with stuff. I am not a stuff guy. I don't want anything on my counters. I don't want it. I want everything. If you're not going to use it right now, put it somewhere else. But that's not.
So the wine thingamajigger,
right,
or whatever. That was the original topic. By the way, welcome back. My name's Strickland Bonner. On the other side of the microphone, Mr. Doug Sandler.
Hey.
Maybe I could have just not said that, and then we could have guaranteed a call from Jared at least.
Oh, that's true. We would have gotten the I got you guys, and that would have been the second time in 10 years. By the way, happy anniversary, 10 years. We still have not thought about what we're doing before. But we have the entire year, really, because it really is.
We did it. We did.
We did?
We're season 3 now.
Oh, did you fix that?
There we go. It's done. It's over. That's all we did. No, I did. I did post a season 3. It's funny though. I didn't tell the team, hey,
Yeah.
by the way, we're in season 3.
Yeah.
So I probably should check. We probably have a fuckery episode from last week that's season 3, and anything else since then is still season 2. But I'll check that right now.
Well, I think you were CC'd on this email. I believe that you were. Maybe it was a message in Monday.com, our project management software. Thank you, Monday.com, for not only being an excellent software as a service organization, but having reasonable prices. Okay, so anyway, that was my commercial for Monday.com. Anyway, we had a client reach out to us, and he was excited, as he should be, that he made it to episode 100, and he wanted to know what's like the criteria or qualifiers for getting into your second season. And I didn't really know how to answer the question, so I did my best at like there's no unless you're a serial type of show or changing seasons, there is no reason to have to go into a second season.
Agreed.
Right?
And I thought you gave him an excellent answer.
Good. I wasn't really sure how to answer that. I'm like, all right, how should I answer this question? I guess I could be like jovial about it, but I mean, I wanted to congratulate him for making it to episode 100, because many podcasters don't make it that far.
It's a good milestone to hit.
He is doing, I think, almost from the very beginning, he was doing 2 episodes a week. So it's about a year under his belt. And so congratulations, Eric Dyson, who has, sorry, I forgot who it was for a second.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Eric, for getting there. What I've also found is really unique and interesting for our clients, and I don't think that it's because of anything that we have done. I think it's just been an indicator of the quality of the clients that we've been bringing in. A lot of these shows now are getting in like the top rankings, like top 10%, top. I saw that, I think it was Debbie Ronka, who has had a show with us for years, Transition Bridge Podcast. I think she's like top 3%.
Really?
For a short format show with a highly niched audience, it's pretty cool to have all of these shows that have this good ranking. And by the way, Nice Guy Community, just so you know, we are throwing our hat in the ring too. We as a podcast are in the 0.5%. So we're in the top half, 1/2 of 1% of all podcasters, 3.46 million or something like that. So congratulations. But I think we've just worn the system down. We've worn it down to a nub at this point.
Maybe we should use that. We could say we have X number of podcasts that we produce that are in the top, 2% of all podcasts.
It would be, we really should. We're the worst.
When it comes to marketing, we are absolutely.
We are truly the worst. Jenny Bellinger, who has a highly ranked, like the number 1 direct marketing podcast. She's always going to like Podapalooza or one of the conferences. And I'm like, oh God, it's like so much work to go to the conference.
Right. I know. I was saying the same thing.
And I think it really is. I think those kind of things are really dedicated to people that really are focused on growth, I guess.
Yeah. And
I've said this from the very beginning, slow and steady wins the race, but does that also mean that ignorance wins the race too? Because apparently, we have experienced, even though our growth was basically flat from last year, I think we were within like 1 or 2%. We still grew. It was better than going the other direction.
Absolutely, 100%.
And so far this year, we're well above predictions. The fans counted us out. They were going, "This is it. You guys are going down." But we have worn this podcast nub clean down to the quick.
Are we ever going to get to your wine thingamabobber?
Well, I'm drawing it out because we only really have 2 subjects to talk about.
Well, I got one thing, maybe 2 things we can talk about.
Okay. So the wine fridge. So every night, right around 10 o'clock, when the house started to get quiet here, or 9:30 when I get in bed, the wine fridge, you could hear it in the distance. It would just go clunk. And I'm like, what the fuck was that noise? And I discovered it was coming from what I thought was the compressor on the wine fridge. So I was thinking it was going bad. So I bought a new one from Amazon, and it came today. And I don't know what kind of wine bottles maybe they have in China, maybe smaller than the ones that are here. It's more like a beer bottle cooler as it's, the difference between a beer bottle and a wine bottle size wise, right?
Yeah, but wine bottles are relatively standard size. I mean, they're a little different, but so
Right.
you're saying they don't fit.
They fit, but you have to almost lift up the shelf above it to get in the one below it. So
Oh,
it's
that's just a
not,
bad design.
yeah, it's not real easy it's just a bad design. So, but this one's cool. It's got like a little digital readout on the front, a little blue light inside. Totally looks classy.
Mhm.
The wine fridge goes in the place where we used to have a dishwasher that we don't use anymore. So we gave the dishwasher away, put the wine fridge in its place.
Okay. How many bottles of wine does it hold?
Well, it says it holds 40 bottles of wine, but based upon my experience, which is me taking the wine bottles out of the old one, which held 25, and putting them in the new one, it holds 25. There's nothing fancy about this other than the blue light, and it's very cool, and it works. So that's always a plus.
Okay, then. And what temperature do you keep your wine at?
That is a very good question. So somewhere between 40 and 50 degrees is about where the range is. I think the old one was on 50, but it said 46. So I'm like, I don't know. Like, where would you have your wine cooled to? What temperature?
Is it white wine or red wine? I mean, red's supposed to be room temperature, right?
Well, oh God, I think you're right. I think you're supposed to, but it keeps it longer if you put it in a wine fridge at a cooler temperature.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think that you're supposed to keep red wine in like a 72 degrees.
Really? I was unaware. I mean, I know like humidity can affect it, but I didn't think
let's take a look. What
you should look that up because I don't fucking know.
Should red wine be stored? I mean, it is called a wine cellar for a reason, isn't it? The ideal temperature for storing red wine depends on the type of wine, but it ranges from 55 to 65 degrees. Okay. It's good to know that. Well, and again, I think that that's part of the, you put wine in your basement. So full body reds between 60 and 65, light body between 55 and 60, and rosé and white Zinfandel and Syrah Pinot 50 to 55. So maybe I'll bump it up just a few degrees. I'll probably put it at 50 degrees then.
Okay.
These are first world problems that I don't know that we got to go into too much deeper. But you know what? I like my beer like 33.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I like my beer as cold and frosty as it can be.
Well, I've got a fridge that has one of those middle in betweener drawers, right?
Yeah, like you mean like a crisper drawer or something else?
Well, no, this is it's 3 drawers, right? So you got the top, which is the fridge, the bottom, which is the freezer, and then there's a middle one that you can change the temperature on.
Oh,
you can't
in the fridge?
It's an in between. It is independent. The entire drawer is independent.
How the hell? It's like having multi-zone cooling in your refrigerator. What brand refrigerator is it?
It's a Samsung. That's it exactly. It has multi-zone.
That's cool.
And I can't like say, okay, I want it anywhere from 50 to 20 degrees, right? It's either, I think there's 3 settings, right? There's like veggie, and then there's like a meat and cheese, and then there's a beverages or something, right?
Right.
So I put it on the coldest one, which I think is around 32, 33. So it's like just above freezing.
Right.
And it's so great for sodas and beer. Because you're right, it keeps it really, really damn cold.
Is it dependent on is it have its own separate little compressor, or does it just have like
I don't know. No idea. It
I
has a button that I can push that says which temperature do you want.
Do you have an ice maker in your fridge?
Yeah,
or in your freezer?
Yeah, absolutely. I know that you don't have an ice maker in your fridge only because it's being in your freezer because it's being taken up with space with food because JJ needs it full. So you have an ice maker separate that I bought you as a housewarming present, and it's in your garage. This is the story of
every part of my life. It is so funny that is the theme that repeats itself over and over again with like, yeah, it would be nice to have an ice maker in the freezer. There's no room though.
Yeah. Don't you have an outside freezer too, like a chest freezer?
Two. And
okay, so
Strickland? Guess what?
I want to clarify this again. 2 outside chest freezers. Right?
No, I have one outside chest freezer and one refrigerator freezer in the garage.
Oh, okay. So you basically have a full-size chest freezer in the garage.
Yes.
And you have a top of the refrigerator, like a regular size fridge freezer, right?
Yes.
And then you have inside the house.
No, wait, you forgot. I also have a refrigerator I have a 2-door refrigerator freezer in the garage and a 2-door refrigerator freezer in the house and the chest.
And the chest freezer, right? And so the issue is that you can't have an ice maker inside built into your inside fridge.
Right.
Because there's no room for the actual ice maker.
That is correct.
So so
you know why I throw my hands up then,
I have so many questions. So let's ask questions one at a time. The chest freezer.
Yes.
Is it completely full where it will not fit anything else?
Strickland, all of them are completely full.
So they will not fit anything else.
The freezer sections of all 3 of the refrigerator freezer or the chest freezer are filled to capacity.
And the items that have been in there the longest, how long would you say they've been in there?
Well, we've only been here for 4 years. So, and we have gone through, I mean, we do have services that deliver some stuff that must be frozen. So that goes in the deep freezer. So that's the chest freezer. I call it the deep freezer. That generally stays filled until we have done one inventory. We've done one inventory and we work our way through. We got it on that. I don't know. This is so funny. We're having this conversation. It's so appropriate for me to have this. I'm trying to say the answers in a way that I can rationalize why they're filled, but I can't.
Yeah, it's one of these things where as long as you don't ask yourself the question, it seems fine. But when you hear yourself answer yourself, you're like, that's kind of fucked up, isn't it?
It makes sense that we would have an ice maker that belongs inside one of those 2 upright refrigerator freezers. Wouldn't that just make sense? Because we have 2 of them, and we should have plenty of room. And you know what?
And these are not like 20-year-old fridges that you can't have an ice maker, or they didn't come with an automatic ice maker.
Well, we didn't. We actually let's walk it back just a moment. We didn't order the ice maker because we knew we weren't going to have the room for it. That was.
I see. So I gave up. It was an optional ice maker.
Yes.
Okay, but what I'm trying to figure out, so the chest freezer is for long-term freezing, correct?
Correct. That's the stuff that has to stay in a deep freeze that can't be thawed and refrozen, like some meats that you want to be able to keep for a year without having them defrost and freeze again. That's why a refrigerator freezer, like the normal, that's why you don't get frost, because it thaws and freezes.
And if I were to reach into the very bottom of that chest freezer,
yes,
the items down there, how long would you say they've been in there?
Well, in some cases, they've probably been there almost the entire time that we've been here.
And
you got to ask the question, do you even know what they are?
Well, that's true too. That's 100% true.
No,
do you even know what they are?
I can take an educated guess. JJ might know, but in some cases we're like, I don't know what that is. So my question then would be, as we're doing the inventory, don't we just throw it away then if we don't know what it is?
Right. And also, do you know that when you freeze something, right?
Yes.
Unless you have cryogenic freezing at negative 100 degrees, it doesn't mean it's good forever.
Well, it means there's a better chance of being good for a longer period of time in a chest freezer because it doesn't have a defrost cycle. So it's at negative 10 degrees. So it is at a very, very cold. I mean, maybe if you could Google it or Chat GPT it, how long is something good for? And we do. I want to say we rotate through the meat, but some of it has been in there for 2 years. But it's frozen solid. And it still is good. I've never had any issue with it like being bad or making me sick or anything like that. But you're right. You shouldn't keep it in there indefinitely. Let's get that shit rotated. Let's go.
And so as you're eating these frozen things,
yes,
right?
Yes.
So you got your chest freezer and you're like, hey, it's time to bring a chunk of meat out of the chest freezer. Do you rotate it to another freezer before cooking
Yeah, it
it?
usually rotates from if it's in the chest freezer, which is where many of the meats are. If it rotates from the chest freezer, it goes from there to the refrigerator to thaw, and it generally takes several days to thaw out in the refrigerator. And if it's not thawed yet, we will leave it countertop so that then we can go and grill it or smoke it, whatever we're going to do.
Understood. Okay.
But the question though is, and this is one that I can't answer how this works. It's not based upon like, okay, we want to have more hamburger meat or more steak in the freezer.
Or you want to order an entire side of beef at the beginning of the season to get an amazing deal on it. It's none of that.
No, it's none of that. We usually pay premium prices for smaller amounts of beef or meat because we can't fit that in the freezer. Because the thing that boggles me is that we don't go based upon contents, we go based upon volume. It's got to be right to the top. If it's not to the top, we're not happy in this house. And when I say we, I think you know what I'm talking about.
And also what I'm hearing is that, you guys are kind of out in the boonies, right? So when you go to order more meat, it could take weeks to get it, right? Is that true, Doug?
No, that's not true at all.
No, that's not true. It's
no,
not really.
We could go to the store literally tomorrow and bring it home tomorrow.
And then you wouldn't have to freeze it. You could just eat it fresh.
That is an interesting concept you have.
Are you worried that you might get a blizzard and you want to make sure you have enough food in case you can't get to the store?
No, that wouldn't be the case here in California. Even a wildfire, I wouldn't worry about that. And well, it's good to know though that we do have a generator in the event that we have a power outage, because we have about $8,000 in meat products. Holy shit! Did not know we were going here.
Yeah, what is it that, when you have a set amount of time to get a project done, how long does it take to get the project done? Exactly the amount of time you have. Well, that's the situation that you're in. How much frozen food do you need? And you need enough to fill all the freezers.
Right.
Exactly,
it's quite simple. We don't go upon need. We go upon, it's got to be right to the top. If you can't accidentally spoil something that's on top because you can't freeze it, it's not packed enough. Oh God, there are some things in there that I really wonder, what are they? I'm not going to eat them. They've been in there for too long.
I think we've beat this topic to a pulp. I think we probably should move on.
Is the pulp that I can freeze? I'm just curious. If you're in our community and you're listening to this, Nice Guy community, Funkin' fans, whoever you are, listeners out there, what is your capacity to fill your refrigerator? In previous relationships, I would have a refrigerator that would be, except for that week's worth of groceries, that was the only thing in there. I would love to go through especially the shelves in our refrigerator. Love to go through the shelves and get rid of the stuff that is just, what's in a bag that is still good, that has been in there? We will never eat it, so why not just throw it out?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Couldn't agree with you more.
I don't know.
I like to have things like, okay, let's take a great example. Anytizers, right?
Yes.
Like, I don't know how, when I might be in the mood for them, right?
Right.
So I have a small chest freezer outside. It's like a half size, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I will usually keep an extra bag out there because let's say I'm eating them and I forget that I'm getting low and I have 2 or 3 left in the bag. It's like, oh, I have another bag. And then in the next week, when I happen to go to the store, I can get another one as a backup.
Right.
But I don't have 10 backup bags.
No,
I have one.
Totally makes sense. Part of what's in our freezers, in all of them, are the portable, the ice trays. Just so you know, because I don't have an ice maker. So that kind of seems like that's a little conflict right there. If we're not going to have the ice maker, the ice maker? Why would I have ice trays in there? And why not just use always the automatic ice machine that you bought me that I love? The challenge when you want to drink, you don't want to wait for your ice to freeze.
And that's it. And the thing with your ice maker, I think it's relatively quick. It does like a set in like 9 minutes or something.
It's 9 more minutes that you have to wait though. You don't want to wait the 9 minutes.
And also, I like a lot of ice, right? So I know you get what, 6 cubes or 9 cubes or something with that first round, right?
Something,
So
right.
like with my drinks, and by the way, that's only if I'm drinking alone. Actually, that's usually what happens anyways.
I only like to drink alone when I'm by myself.
Right. But like even just for me, I would like to get basically twice as many as are made in a round. So that's 18 minutes I have to wait.
Yeah.
And if I'm, making drinks for somebody else, like, no, I'm not going to wait fucking 35 minutes for goddamn ice.
No. No.
Yes.
This has been a kitchen moment with Doug and Strickland.
Yeah.
This is just the, pick your battles, right? Right.
Understood.
Okay, so this is just not a path that I go down anymore. It's kind of like, okay, I think I may have I've shared this with you before. We'll leave the refrigerator thing, but I want to move on to something else really quick. If I want chocolate chip cookies with pecans that are made with coconut sugar as opposed to raw sugar or organic sugar, right now, if you were to go to my cabinet in my pantry, you could probably make several dozen of whatever it is, cookies, food, whatever you want. And so when JJ goes to make a meal, she doesn't oftentimes, except for the fresh vegetables and foods, she has pretty much everything needed in that pantry. But when I go in the pantry, I open it up and I'm like, I just closed the door. I'm like, I can't even. I'm afraid of, like, I'll pull something out that's in a plastic bag, and the plastic bag will be sitting on top of like a mason jar, and the mason jar will drop from the shelf onto the floor and shatter. And I'm like, that fries my fritters more than anything. I just don't, I can't stand a balancing act in the pantry. So I tend not to go to the pantry for my food products.
Understood. Yeah, we clean out or reorganize our pantry regularly. Not like every week, right? But every other month or so we do it, because I'm the same way. I like having my pantry clean. I like knowing where everything is and all that good stuff.
Yeah. None of that. None of that. Okay. The only other subject I wanted to talk about was your trip to Vegas. I wanted to find out how that was and the experience down at Fremont, and then that massive suite that you went to. But I don't want to step on any topics that you wanted to talk about.
No. So yeah, we got to Vegas and we were staying one night at Caesars. It was actually Nobu, which is like their high-end hotel that's inside of Caesars. It's basically like a Caesars tower that they fucking made all pretty.
That's kind of like the what's the blue floor at Mandalay Bay? What's it called? What's the name of the lounge that they have downstairs at Mandalay Bay? It's like crap, I can't remember what the name of it was. We saw Purple Rain there.
Oh God, that's a lot of years ago.
I know. It's really they have their floor. It's themed like blue jazz or blues something. Blues,
something like
blue.
That.
Okay. Anyway, I got it. So Nobu is like the high end stuff, and you showed me this massive suite.
Yeah, we got in at, like, our flight was delayed, so we got in at like 9 o'clock at night, and we were only staying there for one night. It was a Thursday night, and often, especially at the nicer places like at Nobu, right? If you get in late and you're only staying one night, like, if they've got a nicer room, they'll give it to you because they want you to come back. Right. And they know that it's not like some high roller is going to come rolling in at midnight and ask for it. Right. If you get there early in the day, they can't just give the shit away.
Right.
So this was a fucking massive room. I put the video up on the Nice Guys community. I think I put it in the Nice Guys community, didn't I? Or did I put it on mine?
You did. You did.
So if you're not a member of the community, go to niceshortcut.com and jump on in. And
nice. That was good. Good selling point. It's called, by the way, it's called House of Blues. House of Blues.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. We stayed on that floor once. It was cool. Anyway.
So, yeah. And so that was a really cool room, even though we stayed there one night. And then we went downtown and stayed at the Plaza, your favorite place downtown.
You don't have to always say that.
I'm just gonna keep giving you shit.
It was the noise level. You know me. I need my sleep.
I get it. And we were in the other tower that was away from Fremont, and we were up. I think we were up pretty high. No, we were on the 5th floor. We didn't have a good view or anything, but it was fine because it was all comped. It was a free room, so I got
that restaurant they have downstairs at the that's a really good restaurant. The casual one, the one that I forget what it's called, but like almost like heart
Hash House a
attack.
Go-Go.
What is it?
Hash House a Go-Go.
Oh yeah, Hash House a Go-Go. And then the
Good.
donut place that's in the same. It's in the
Oh
same
my God,
hotel.
Pink Box Donuts. Yeah, we got Pink Box Donuts. Yeah.
I would stay at that hotel just for the availability of going to the Hash House and and the donut place.
I know, right?
So
No
you stay
doubt.
there. Did you see any shows? Did you do anything fun? Did you just chill? What was the the vibe?
We saw the Misbehave show at Plaza, which is like variety shows. So it's kind of the Cirque du Soleil style acts, but it was kind of funny and it was very entertaining. It was very, very good. And it had a very much a downtown vibe to it. It was very casual. And then we saw some bands on Fremont, which is always fun.
Yeah, that's good.
And yeah, it's all good.
Did you notice that while you were gone, the company did not implode?
That was amazing. You did an amazing job. Yeah.
I did. I tried so hard. I'm like, okay, he's away for a couple of days. I can't. I don't have to contact him. I can figure this out. Me and Angelica, we can work this problem out together. I don't know that there was any. There's usually not, and we've said this before on the show. There's usually not a podcast emergency, but every once in a while, like I don't know how to do some of the behind the scenes stuff, and oftentimes I don't know that I can get an answer as quickly as I'm satisfied with it. So that's when I go into kind of semi freak out mode. But I don't think anything too major happened while you were gone that needed any kind of fixing.
I mean, I did look at the chatter, that happened after the fact, and everything looked good. It looked like you
can do that.
Kept everything. Yeah, I can look at all of the communications and all of that stuff. Yeah.
Good thing I know that now. I shouldn't ever say anything bad about you in the chat box. Can everybody do that or just you?
No, just the owners can do that.
Oh,
so you can probably
when do I get to be an owner?
Maybe next week, Doug. Let's talk about it again next week.
That's good. My partnership has its privileges. I like the fact that I don't know how to do anything. It gives me the excuse to say I don't know how to do anything. So many people in our on our client list were just like, I'm going to ask you this question. I know, Doug, you don't know the answer to it. So I've done a really good job of kind of sheltering myself from a lot of the technical questions. Like there was a web question that came up. I'm like, I don't have a fucking clue. Looked like everything was done right on our side. You were posting to somebody's website, but it wasn't appearing to the client facing side of things. I don't like.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's a one of our clients who does finance stuff, right? And so his website is built with a company that specifically they specialize in websites for finance guys. And so there's an extra layer of security with anything that you post. It has to pass compliance. And I didn't realize that there was an extra compliance layer that we had to go through before it would actually go live. So.
Who actually determines if it's in or out of compliance? Does a third party do that, or can you override that?
I still haven't figured it out yet. I'm waiting to hear back from the client on it. I do not know.
And it's so funny is Leonard, who is the client and a super great guy. He's like me. He has no idea.
Yeah, no idea.
I'm like, hey, Strick, are you aware that our audio still doesn't play on our website? He's like, yeah, I'm working on it. I'm like, you've been telling me that for like 6 years now. I'm like, okay, well, we could switch up the whole. Nah, it would be too hard. It'll be fixed. I'm like, it never is fixed. It's like I don't want our clients to never be fixed. I'm okay if we're never fixed, but our clients need to always be fixed.
Well, with the episodes that you found, aren't they like, from years and years and years ago?
It used to be that way, but now one of them literally was like December of 2023, which should not have been anything that would have been affected. The other thing I think about is why don't we just go to a really simple system where we have an embed code like for whatever that player FM or whatever it is, they can just scroll to whatever episode that they want to and don't have all those individual pages. Does it really matter?
Well, the individual pages are good for our SEO.
SEO.
Not that we care that much about that. And it is automated. But what has happened is we'll have like older episodes that apparently we had I don't even know, not apologize. It was something we were doing analytics with at one point that I don't even know, but
I don't know.
It's complicated.
That's all you got to say. It's web stuff and it's complicated. And you know what, Doug? It involves AI too. So don't get involved.
Yeah.
Don't get involved.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
So, so I think we have been pretty good with politics and staying away from it since, Trump has been around for 20 days or 30 days now. He's a month in now, right?
Until today.
I just happened to see an article here from the AP. And while flying back to Washington aboard Air Force One Wednesday night, a reporter asked Donald Trump whether Elon Musk would pursue budget cuts at the Pentagon. And his response might be confusing to anyone who hasn't spent the last several days monitoring Musk's account on X. Trump said Musk would be looking at Fort Knox.
What does that mean?
And that's exactly what the reporter asked.
When he says looking at Fort Knox, meaning closing Fort Knox because it's all going to be cryptocurrency because he's got an ownership stake in a cryptocurrency company.
Well,
is that what we're talking about?
The reporter asked the same question. Why would he be looking at Fort Knox? Trump's answer was to make sure the gold is there. Another reporter seemed puzzled. Where would the gold have gone? If the gold isn't there, we're going to be very upset. We're going to be very upset. Yeah. Yeah.
Was this before or after Mayor Adams' conversation? Was it something like that?
I no fucking idea. No idea. But this is the important shit that they are worrying about is there gold in Fort Knox? Yeah. And apparently the answer was when somebody said, we do an audit every year. All the gold is present and accounted for. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I got my gold. I mean, none of it's here. It's all in my safety deposit box. So it's all somewhere. Yeah. What do we have? I mean, it used to be that you could back the currency that legal currency, legal tender. You could back it with silver or gold, depending on whether it was a gold certificate or a silver certificate. But now
gold standard,
now that none of this is that even important anymore? Do we have to have gold to back it?
No, we are no longer on the gold standard. We do not have enough gold in Fort Knox to cover all of the paper dollars that are out.
How about diamonds?
Not that I know of. I don't believe we do.
Silver?
Nope.
No platinum?
Nope.
Uranium. We've got to have enough
just fucking paper. I mean, a lot of it is like crypto now. I don't even know. But yeah.
You know what would be really good? Instead of gold, silver, or platinum or any of that stuff, I really feel. I mean, I was in the store recently. Saffron is fucking expensive.
Oh, saffron's always been expensive.
God, why is saffron so expensive?
I have no idea. It's always been very expensive.
It's crazy. And next to that is like vanilla bean. So I don't care personally if it's backed by gold, silver, or whatever, but vanilla bean and saffron would be really two good things. Maybe because of their what's it called? They could go stale. They could go bad.
Okay.
Not gold or silver, but couldn't saffron or vanilla bean?
Yeah.
They could go.
I don't know. Vanilla. I don't know. Probably takes a long time.
Is there a freshness date on Fort Knox? Have you ever seen an expiration date for gold?
No, I've not. No.
All right. So did they get to the bottom of that conversation with Trump?
Apparently, it's still there. That's
okay.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. So is he going to do other cuts? Are there more? I don't understand the whole. We're cutting basically every department in the EPA or every division of EPA and all that other stuff. So people arrived at work or they got an email that said that they are excused and they can they have an option for a buyout, or they got an email that said we no longer require your services. And
right. And even if you did a buyout, there's a good chance that you're not getting your buyout.
Oh. Okay, then.
Yeah. Basically, Trump just went on Twitter and he's like, here you go. I'm going to send you an email and just, tell me if you want to quit. And like, he had no authorization to do it. He had no plan on paying anybody to do it. He just said it. And so,
I think it all stemmed from fork in the road memo that Musk had sent to employees at Twitter originally, which maybe Trump admired that. Hey, look, that's probably a good way to go. This is a great way to weed out some of the people. He didn't realize the importance. I don't think he took into it the exact weight and importance and priority of the departments that he was actually doing that with.
Yeah, why would he do that?
I don't know. But when you take an organization down from 10,000 to 300, you've got to know that there's going to be some fallout, something along the way. I'm not saying that USAID was or is a viable non-corrupt. I'm not saying any of that. For all I know, it could have been a great move. But to understand the process, I mean, to explain to people what you're going to do, was he afraid that they were going to raid their cabinets of the penicillin? I mean, what's the deal? Why would he? That whole thing, that kind of stuff, that's the stuff that just is that reminds me a lot of some level of dictatorship that's going on.
Really? You think?
That's where I start to see. I'm just going to look. I know this is probably hasn't been done before, but I'm going to stretch the authority of the executive branch as far as I think I can go, and then I'm going to take it further. And fuck it, let the Justice Department come after me. And you know what? If the Justice Department doesn't do what I want, well, I'll make an executive order that's going to dismantle the executive department. I mean the judicial department.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that is it exactly. Yeah, I think the reason Trump dismantled USAID, he asked all of his friends. He's like, do you get any money from them? Do they help you at all? No. I've asked everybody I know. Nobody gets any help from them. So clearly they are corrupt, because I know 100 billionaires and none of them get any money from USAID. So clearly they are just ripping everybody off and taking the money for themselves. So cut them off.
Looking in the wrong skeleton closet. I believe that is what's going on there. Oh,
so have you've heard about, I don't know if you've heard, I shouldn't presume, with the war on Russia, one of Trump's, one of his campaign promises was on day one, he was going to end the war in
24
Russia.
hours.
24 hours, right? Well, we're a little past that, but he is working towards that now. And I got a little setup for those of you who are not politically inclined. I'm gonna make it a real world example of what I've seen happening in the last week. Okay.
All right.
So pretend you're in school. Okay. You're in high school. Okay.
I'm back. I'm right back there again. Hated it the first time. Thank you very much for bringing me back here. I'm here. Mm-hmm.
And you got a kid who is a bully. He's like Biff from Back to the Future, right?
I got it mentally.
Huge,
in my brain.
he's just a big fucking bully, right?
Yep, got it.
And he bullies everybody around all the damn time. And he's a senior, right? And then you got this little skinny kid, Zelensky, right? And he's like a freshman. Okay. And the beginning of school, Biff went to Zelensky and started saying, hey, I need your lunch money, and beating him up and, bullying him. Right.
Yep.
Okay. So the president of the United States is the principal.
Principal.
Okay?
Got it. Perfect.
The principal. And the rest of the European Union. Okay. Let's say they're the teachers. Okay.
Wow, you are laying this out good. So I got the principal, I got the teacher, I got the bully. I got it. I've got it.
Okay, and so when Biden was in office, Biden said, "I'm the principal, and I'm going to do everything I can to make sure Biff doesn't bully you up, you, and I'm telling all the teachers. And so when you're in their class, the teachers are going to help too. They're going to keep an eye out. Everybody's keeping an eye out." Okay. So what Trump set up negotiations to end the war, right? He's going to fix all this, right? So what he does is he has a meeting with Biff. So it's basically Biff goes to the principal's office.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So, and he's talking to the bully. So the principal is now talking to the bully directly, not to the guy that's being bullied.
Exactly. He's talking to the bully directly. And he comes out and he says, I got this great deal. Okay. Here's what's going to happen. Biff, he's a good guy. He's a really good guy. He's told me he's a good guy and I believe him. So the way we're going to solve this is you give him your lunch money 2 days a week and do his homework in math and history for the rest of the year, and everything will be fine. And Zelensky's like, huh? Did my parents agree to this? No, we didn't bring them in. They were not part of this negotiation. How about Biff's parents? No, he doesn't need to be there either. They don't need to be there. No. I made the deal. I made a great deal. I'm the deal maker. Okay. This is going to work out great. But I don't want to give him my lunch money 2 days a week or do his homework.
That wasn't.
I don't understand why not. Biff's a good guy. You should totally do this for him. And if you don't do this for him, he's going to keep beating you up. But I thought you were going to protect me, and I thought the teachers were going to protect me. No, fuck that. We changed our minds. We can't protect you because Biff is too much of a bully. So you just give up your lunch money and you do his homework and everything will be fine. And by the way, that was early in the week. You know what has happened now?
No, what has happened now? Other than the principal calling Zelensky, the guy that was getting bullied, like a bad name, and like now he's going after him from a bad perspective. So what is happening?
That's it. He basically said, so I sent one of my teachers in to Russia to talk to Biff's parents. And guess what I found out? Biff is not really the bully. Okay. Zelensky is the bully.
Oh my God.
And we've been making a mistake all this time. And I'm so sorry. I went and apologized to Biff's parents and said, I'm so sorry, I was mistaken, and I will never call Biff a bully again because Biff is a great guy. He's not a bully at all. It was actually Zelensky who has been bullying Biff.
Well,
wait a minute. Zelensky's like 100 pounds soaking wet, and Biff is like 350 on the fucking football team. No, Zelensky's the bully. I'm telling you, you got to listen to me. I've seen it. Okay. Because Biff told me and his parents told me, and I believe them. So Zelensky, you need to back off. You need to back off, buddy. Stop beating Biff up. You need to stop beating him up now. In fact, if you hadn't been a bully in the first place, he never would have been mad at you. So you just stop bullying him right now and give him all your lunch money and do all his homework. That's basically where we are.
Well, I forget what he called him. Trump called Zelensky a dictator as feud escalates over Ukraine peace talks. Like, oh my God.
And his popularity right now is at like 2%, according to Trump, which is 100% untrue. So he has said that Zelensky is a dictator.
Right.
Zelensky started the war. That his approval rating is at 2% and that he needs to have elections immediately because he's not even really a legitimate leader because they haven't had elections because they've been at war. Now, in Europe during World War II, they didn't have elections for 10 years because, when people are fucking scattering to avoid bombs that are dropping, they're not so worried about, do we want to change the fucking government?
I thought they were concerned because they took a TV show star and made him a president. Hold on. Wait a minute.
That was the other thing, right? Like he says he calls Zelensky, he's like, you're not even a real politician. You're just you're a failed comedian. Dude, you're a failed fucking reality show host. God damn. Sorry.
So where are we with this?
It's up in the air right now. From what I understand, Zelensky is basically saying, what the fuck? And all of Europe, like all of the European leaders are like, what the fuck are you saying? Are you an idiot? Basically, yes. We look like complete idiots because right now, we are. Crazy shit.
Anything else going on in politics?
I think that's enough. I just needed to get that out of my system. It's just every day something new and crazy comes across Trump's desk.
Who was saying? Somebody was like,
hang on. I do have one other thing. Wait a minute. Let me find the website. And we can keep checking this one each week, maybe if I remember and if we feel like it. Go to the website and I'll put the link in the show notes. It's a website called TrumpGolfTrack.com.
Okay, let's go
TrumpGolfTrack.com.
TrumpGolfTrack.com. Okay, I got it. 31 days in office. I got
31 days in office. Mm-hmm. How many days has he spent golfing?
9.
Mm-hmm. And that would be what percentage of his stay so far in the White House?
29.03%.
Uh-huh. And the other two things that it tracks on there, the current price of eggs. What is the current price of eggs?
$7.99 a dozen.
It's interesting because it doesn't show the price of eggs. Let me see.
Yeah, it does at the top.
Yeah, except, did it at the very top? I thought it said, well, the very first day it says February 3rd. I want to get the price of eggs on January 20th.
20th, right.
$4.95. Yeah. $4.95.
Well, I mean, that would be holding, let me come to his defense for just a quick second. Wouldn't that be holding Trump accountable for the bird flu? Because I don't think it's a part of inflation why the price of eggs is going up. Maybe the price of gasoline is related to that, and that also has a spiraling upward trend. Look at the price of gas. I'd be more inclined to look at the price of gas as opposed to the price of eggs, because there is some justification to the price because of the chicken flu and stuff that's going on. But what was the price of gas on January 20th?
The average price was $3.02, it looks like. Oh, wait a minute. That was on January 20th. Hold on.
Okay.
$3 to like $3.04 or something.
All right. So
anyway,
gas has gone up 5%.
So that's the next thing that Trump has said now. He's like, hey, we're going to get the price of gas down. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to give the oil companies tax breaks.
We're going to start feeding chickens.
We're going to give the oil companies tax breaks, of which they get a fuckload of them already. Now, do you know how it's supposed to work? How that's supposed to lower gas prices?
I'm going to go along with Reaganomics, which would be trickle down.
Very good. Very good. So basically, if we tax the oil companies less, right, then they will make more oil, or they'll make more gas, and they will charge less. Right? Because that always works. If the cost of something goes down, a mega billion-dollar corporation always lowers the cost to the consumer, right? That happens.
They look at this as it's a fat time for us. We're just put it into profits and dividends, which is good if you own the stock or ownership of the company, or managing the company, or if your CEO salary is dictated by the profitability of the company and taxes come off of that. Of course, that top line anyway. So profitability is impacted. Your salary as an executive goes up. Of course, that will always translate into reduced dollars at the pump for us, the consumer.
Right. Right. Yeah. Anyway, so that was it. If you're curious, TrumpGolfTrack.com. It will be in real time every day tracking. In fact, I'm copying the link so I can give it to the show note writer to make sure that they add it to the show notes this week. And you can regularly track how many days he's been in office and how many of those days he spent golfing.
Wow, and I'm looking at some of these videos, and on Trump's cart, I don't even see his clubs. I just see the Secret Service guy trailing. Oh, I do see his clubs now. His Secret Service guy trailing on the back of the back of the cart. It's almost just as fun to click on the link so that you can see where the. Oh fuck! This is. I mean, talk about government waste.
Yeah, what does it cost for him to play a round of golf? Because it's Secret Service and all of the other crap, and then they've got to, put the Secret Service guys up at Mar-a-Lago, of course, at his resort, because whatever.
Oh my God, this is simply amazing, simply amazing. Now he might claim that he's doing a lot of business on the golf course because. For example, February 8th, President Trump played golf today with Lindsey Graham. He's the Senate budget chair. He has said he will move a budget resolution even though Speaker Johnson would prefer he doesn't. So he's doing work on the golf course, and I think that is what he would say. That I wonder if he made the call to Vladimir Putin from the golf course.
Well, he also, one of the other things he did with the federal government workers is he's banning working from home. He says, they're probably not even working. They're vacationing. They're out playing golf when they're on the clock, and they should be working during the day because they say they're working from home, but they're not really. So I guess is it better to say you're working from home and actually be on the golf course, or actually be on the golf course and say you're working.
When you point your finger at somebody else, you realize that 3 fingers are pointing back at you. You know that, right?
Yeah, because I spend so much time golfing, right? Exactly.
Oh my God. How do we get him out of office? Well, you know what? It's just kind of like a comical reunion of these idiots just repeating itself, except now he's got a little bit more wisdom. So he's getting shit done for whatever his agenda is that he couldn't get done before because now he understands how the inner workings work.
Oh, I can tell you what his agenda is. Just go read Project 2025. That's his agenda that he knew nothing about before the election, but has basically put everybody that had anything to do with it on his cabinet. So, yeah.
Well, we have yet again spent an hour trying to figure out how we're going to spend an hour talking to.
Right.
We did good. We did good. We
It's
did
fine.
it again, Strickland. Anything else you wanna clear from your brain, or anything coming up in your life? Anything happening?
Nothing exciting. I'm going to be doing a lot of editing over the next 2 weeks or so, probably.
Is that for that one client that we have that is? Did you end up having a conversation with the client that's been troubling you?
I did, and they have pumped up the release dates for their shows because their guests are wondering when their episodes are coming out, and they want to keep their guests happy, which I can completely understand, because really that's far more important than getting more listeners. And I do not say that sarcastically. That is 100% true.
But wouldn't it have been fun, just shits and giggles here, just to run it by the production company that you're paying? Or the fact that you're writing a check, is that give them license to be able to just change the dates and maybe move them up 4, 6, 8 weeks?
Actually, yes, it does apparently, and that's okay.
Fair enough. As long as you're okay with this, I am okay with this. I got to figure out how to get you out of that job, though.
Yeah, I would. That would be amazing. I would love that a lot.
Well, you accepted the responsibility. I don't know why.
No, I just don't know. Well, I know why. It's because over the last 2 or 3 years, they've been a client that we've tried everything else and it hasn't worked. And so basically we said, okay, this is what you've been asking for, that we've been saying we wouldn't do, and we'll agree to do it now, because the choice is either that or you may not be a client anymore. So, okay.
At what point is enough enough? I mean, is there a point where you say, we have enough money coming in, so I don't need this client anymore?
I don't know. We'll see.
We'll
see.
All right. In the meantime, let's stay fresh till next week. For those in our community that did not leave us a message this week, which is everybody, hello. I feel very unwanted. I feel like that kid at dodgeball, the last one picked. I just feel that way. Anyway, you're welcome to leave us a message. Please blow our doors off in the voicemail mailbox this time.
Please.
Steve O'Brien, go ahead and take us out of here.
For the Nice Guys on Business, I'm Steve O'Brien. Fill up your week with the nice guys. Well, there's always money in the banana stand.